Fantastic Four footage we saw there is not online, but I have to say I was underwhelmed.
Yeah.
I was underwhelmed too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underwhelmed. I mean, I don't think Pedro makes a good Mr. Fantastic.
But Robert
Pedro
was
came off
underwhelmed?
Pedro came off as mopey.
I was underwhelmed.
I was underwhelmed, and even female Silver Surfer looks like, you know, when you go to like some art fair or something in the park and they have those like human statues painted silver? That's what she looked like.
You know,
Like,
too,
yeah.
what's weird is, this is going to seem strange to say, but they threw these very incongruous images at us, and we haven't had time yet. Again, Fantastic Four takes place in a different world than the MCU, where this retro future world exists, and we're not acclimated to it yet, and we're supposed to, I guess, through the trailers, accept it. But I was looking at all this going, I don't buy into any of this. They haven't made me buy into this world yet. And I'm hoping the movie will do that. But like you said, Chris, I don't like the character interaction between any of these characters. I don't believe them.
Yeah.
Which I think is, I mean, that might not be the case when you see the movie.
Yeah. No, I mean, we saw basically a montage of stuff. And so it was all disconnected anyways.
All we saw was a montage and confirmed Franklin Richards is coming, so to speak. Sue is pregnant. Johnny will be an uncle. So they're excited. She's pregnant. Will she be pregnant still in Doomsday? Does Franklin Richards in Doomsday play some part? Because is the movie going to last long enough for Sue to have a baby? Or will she have a baby in the...
Well, it takes place in the 60s for crying out.
Is that how we're resetting everything?
Okay, worlds will collide, multiple universes will collide in Doomsday, one would assume. Will Franklin come forth in that movie? I don't know. Like, I don't know the span of time for Fantastic Four First Steps.
That's a mess if they're already doing Franklin and his godlike powers, but that could also be, like I said, how they would explain a soft reboot.
Well, I'm just saying I don't know, but the montage I saw, still not convinced. We have still not seen Reed Richards' power. And I want some kind of sound effect that sounds like rubber stretching. What does that sound like? You know, like in the old cartoons, you'd hear some weird sound effect that would, he's elongating. Make of that what you will, but we've not seen that effect. How do you make that not look goofy and strange and uncanny valley? How do you make it look organic? In the Jack Kirby drawn comics, Reed looks so cool. I mean, I want to hear how well Pedro can say spelled UNHHHHHHH. Every time in the comic he'd get hit with something and say, this is very comic book stuff. I know Dante knows what I'm talking about. Rob,
absolutely, I do. But
well, yeah.
Look, man, I gave
comics.
I'm not saying I gave up on this movie. I just it has a hill to climb. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
And that hill is Pedro Pascal. Right? I can't get over him as Mr. Fantastic. I'm trying. Like I
don't believe he's smart.
I try so hard to look past him, and I can't. He's right there, man, because he's playing one of the most iconic Marvel characters of all time. Like literally, there's Spider-Man, Wolverine, Iron Man, and then there's Mr. Fantastic, right? Like he is up there and in the top 5 of Marvel characters ever made.
And this is coming after we had the fan casting made real in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness
to troll us,
and they completely just killed him, killed him like spaghetti, turned him into spaghetti, killed him. He's not coming back, and also because we've seen it's almost like it's an oversaturation of Pedro Pascal. People are just getting so tired of that actor and seeing him in everything, but in this role specifically, I don't see him as Reed Richards. He doesn't come across as a Reed Richards type character. I honestly think that they're going to use his arms like whips, like whoosh,
And I think the thing that constantly reminds me of this fact is that, you know, I've been playing Marvel Rivals for like the past like month, just religiously, and Mr. Fantastic has been one of the guys I play the most, and the way they portray him in the game is Mr. Fantastic. He is Reed Richards all the way through, and every time I see that and then think of Pedro Pascal, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
The thing I noticed about Pedro
You're not
Pascal,
getting Reed Richards, man.
The thing I noticed about Pedro Pascal was zero energy and zero charisma as Reed Richards.
Sounds about right.
Bingo.